This Good Morning Northwest morning sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's 6:53, time to get you ready to take on your Thursday with the morning sprints.
Sydney Charles with details on the new fallout emerging after a 6-year-old shot his teacher in Virginia.
Destiny Richards is live with Smart Space Organizing, getting some tips on how you can start an organizing project in your home.
But let's get to Mark Peterson right now telling us about some snow moving in tonight and into Friday.
No doubt about it. Take a look at the First Alert weather. And now would be a perfect time to get that First Alert weather app, by the way. You'd be up to speed. We do have a winter storm watch for Idaho and Montana. Now, we're not in it, but we're certainly going to see wet weather coming in. Forecast radar calls for rain changing over to snow later on. We're going to see rain into Moses Lake, and then it's going to turn to snow as well as that colder air settles in. So we're going to get some heavy snows into the mountains. Over the next 12 hours today, it's going to be cloudy conditions, relatively mild with maybe an afternoon sprinkle, and a high today of 36 degrees.
And overnight, the superintendent of the Newport News School District in Virginia is out of a job after a 6-year-old student shot first-grade teacher Abby Zwerner in one of his schools earlier this month. At a school board meeting, members voted 5-1 in favor of removing Superintendent Dr. George Parker. The board cited concerns over a string of recent campus shootings and parents outraged over what they call a pattern of inaction. That outrage amplified by allegations made by Zwerner's lawyer accusing the school of missing or ignoring several red flags the day of the shooting. Abby Zwerner is now preparing to sue the school district.
Data shows fentanyl overdoses increased more than 186% between 2020 and 2021 in Spokane County. There's now a push to crack down on the role social media plays in the crisis. Spokane County Sheriff John Knowles was in Washington, D.C. to testify to the dangers of fentanyl at a roundtable. People at that event in D.C. said they wanted more accountability from tech companies to put a stop to drugs being sold on social media platforms. There's no easy fix to the crisis. Sheriff Knowles says it's going to take a variety of solutions to handle the problem, and he says public education plays a big role in that.
A Spokane man is in an Idaho jail for suspected DUI and running from police. Idaho State Police tell us he tried to outrun a trooper and crashed on I-90. According to ISP, the man was driving a Dodge pickup when police tried to pull him over because of a report he was driving under the influence. When the trooper found the still unnamed 32-year-old Spokane man, he didn't stop for 4 miles until he crashed near the town of Pinehurst. At that point, he fired a single gunshot. The driver was taken into custody.
2 people are facing criminal charges for abandoning dozens of malnourished dogs in and around Bonner County. Here is one of those dogs. All 31 of them are in shelters at Better Together Animal Alliance in Pend Oreille, the Kootenai Humane Society, or even in private homes. The Bonner County Sheriff's Office is filing 31 counts of animal cruelty and abandonment against 54-year-old Jacob McCowan and 31-year-old Jessica Smirtway. For those interested in adopting one of the animals, you can call 208-417-4453 for details on more ways to help. Find this story on KXLY.com.
And we've been live this morning talking with Ginger Smoot of Smart Space Organizing in Spokane. It is Get Organized Month and a perfect time to set some cleaning up goals for the new year. We've been talking about organizing your closet space. You can also organize that junk drawer, all kinds of steps just to, clean up and set an organizing goal for the new year. You can go to our website, KXLY.com, for more resources.
Meta says it's restoring former President Donald Trump's accounts on Facebook and Instagram. The move comes just more than 2 years after suspending him in the wake of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Meta's president says it feels the risk to public safety has receded.
A Post Falls man is in jail accused of producing child pornography. Police arrested 61-year-old Ronald Richmond with the help of the Secret Service, U.S. Marshals, and Homeland Security. Police say the investigation into Richmond started with numerous tips filed with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. Investigators say Richmond was saving child pornography in cloud storage. His digital devices were collected as evidence.
Coming up next on Good Morning America, details on new Russian strikes overnight on Ukraine's capital, just hours after President Biden announced the U.S. is sending more than 30 tanks to the country.
Also this morning, the latest on the massive nursing school fraud uncovered where more than $100 million worth of fake nursing diplomas were sold. We'll check in with Mark one last time in this hour right after this break.